Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Everyday Neechy. This one is Money Monday. Why? Because we need to talk about the money. We need to talk about the money. It's a really important conversation. And so we need to talk about the money. And I'm just we've been having these conversations throughout the month of August. Throughout the entire month of August, we have had these conversations about money. And the responses that I'm receiving from you all is that you're really excited about what we're talking about. You're excited about what we've been sharing. It has helped you. It's been a blessing to you. So we decided to do one more day of this, and we'll see if after this, if we continue. Today, the conversation is going to be about the COVID millionaire. I'm pretty sure that you all have heard about many people who during this pandemic have either started new businesses, launched new businesses, came up with new ideas, found a different way to work their business, or they have more money now than they have had before. And so today, the conversation is going to be about the COVID millionaire. And I don't know about you guys, but the next time, in very soon, I'm going to have a t-shirt that says #millionaire. Okay, I'm claiming it. #millionaire. So before I bring out my special guest tonight, I want you guys to make sure that you go and hit like, hit share, and also hit follow. Wherever you're watching this at, hit like, hit share, and hit follow, because we are going to have an awesome time tonight. And, I'm really excited about this because I don't know about you, but I want to know about money. I want to know about money. I want to know about money. I want to be informed about it. I want to be aware of it. And so tonight's conversation is going to be just that. All right. You guys see my t-shirt, No Fear, All Faith. You've been seeing those on the website, on the internet, on some of my friends, the No Fear, All Faith t-shirts. They are available right now on www.neechy.com or www.neechymadeit.com. Either one. This one is in gold, and this one will be a pre-order that will hit the website this Friday, but you can get it in black, white, dark gray, navy blue, and they're all on the website, www.neechy.com. I just want to thank you guys who have already participated, already purchased the t-shirts, already just said, Neechy, I want to support. I would not have even been able to launch this without your support. So I just really appreciate that. Be sure to send a text, send the letter NEECHY to the number 797979. And also, if you want to support this effort where we have conversations like this that are of a help and a blessing to many, many people, you can also support by sending $NEECHY to Cash App or paypal.me/Neechy and go get you a t-shirt. You can support that way too. You can get a t-shirt, you can send Cash App, you can send PayPal, and you can also share this video with someone who you think will really benefit from this information. So I want to bring my friend on screen. He is no stranger to the Everyday Neechy, the I'm a Boss platform. I'm talking about Ellis Liddell. He is a wealth expert. I was sharing the flyer today with someone, and I was letting them know that you were going to be on today. And they said, oh, Ellis knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's talking about. So the people respect you. They recognize you, they honor you, they understand the knowledge that you have, and they're excited to hear about what you have to say. So welcome to the platform once again.
Hey, thank you, Neechy. And you know what? I represent a brand. Ellis Liddell is a brand.
Yep.
Neechy made it. It's a brand. And I thank the young lady who said that he knows what he's talking about, because that means I've represented my brand well. And everybody listening needs to understand that the first thing people see before they see dollars, they see you.
Yep.
And you represent your brand. And I recall one time I was driving down the street, and I was in this Honda, and I got to the office, and this guy came about 30 minutes later for my first appointment for the day. And he said, how you doing? I said, I'm doing fine. He said, no, not your health. How you doing financially?
How you doing?
You the money man. And I said, I'm doing just fine. He said, well, I saw you driving that Honda earlier today. I said, that's my daughter's car. I'm taking it to the shop. And he says, oh, everything's fine. So just know, people are watching you. Do you want a broke wealth manager? Not many people do.
No.
So I thank the lady who said that, because I've done everything in my power to uplift my brand, uplift our community, and uplift everybody associated with ELE, and from my employees all the way up to the clients. Without a doubt, I thank my clients. Without a doubt, humbly, I thank my clients, because they were the first ones to give me a chance.
Mhm.
And that's what it's all about, is getting that chance and then honoring that chance once you get it. So thank you, Neechy.
You so many key points already, family. I want you to get your pen and paper, put your listening ears on. If you have not already shared this video, hit the share button right now, because y'all know how we do. We only be on about a good 30 minutes. So you got to jump on in here and get the information. Hit the share video, the share link, hit the follow, hit the like, but share this with someone from your family or your camp or your team that you feel that could benefit. One of the reasons that we're having this conversation, Liddell, and I like your last name just has power. I like to, do people call you Liddell or they call you
Hey,
Ellis?
Neechy. Hey, Neechy. As long as they call me. As long as they call me.
And
That's
you all
right.
will be
That's right.
calling
That's
him
right.
by the time this video is over. You will be calling him
Yeah,
and his
yeah, yeah.
company to help you with everything related to your money, because he is a wealth expert. And one of the reasons that we're having this conversation is because you and I both have witnessed so many people during this last 4 or 5 month period who have launched businesses or who have rebirthed their businesses. And we have seen some of them who are saying that in certain capacity, they're having 10,000 and 20K months that they have never had before, because they found some kind of hustle or a different mindset about doing things, even in the midst of a pandemic. So we had to have a COVID millionaire conversation, and this was your idea. I want to thank you for that. The COVID millionaire was your idea, so I want to thank you for that and allow me to just be the host to help to expound on it. So speak to that a little bit.
All right, so today was August 31st, and it's the last day of August. The stock market has never had a great August. Never in the history of the market has had a great August. Today marked the first time in history the stock market was phenomenal. A few stocks made that possible: Zoom, Tesla, Apple. Those are the three top ones that made it possible. Tesla split just the other day, and it was split 5-for-1. Apple's is going to split 4-for-1. So you got the split happening, and people just bought those stocks because finally they could afford to buy these particular companies. So today, my clients, we did just over $3 million in one day, Neechy.
I cannot. Family, did
Yep.
y'all hear that? He didn't say 300. He didn't say 3,000. You said your clients did over $3 million. Fam, y'all need to sign up. I
Yep.
promise you, his information is on the screen right now, elewealth.com. You need to go there when this video is over and make sure that you are connected, because numbers like that in some of our communities, we are not even used to hearing. We think that we're doing great, just to get by. We don't even realize that numbers of that magnitude even exist. Keep talking, keep talking, keep talking. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So I had one client today who just was determined that the fact that it was COVID meant don't change your mentality. I got to give it to you, Nietzsche. He gave me strength, because when I heard go home March 23rd, I told the staff, let's roll. We all left the building and have yet to return back to the building. Now, we are working from home, so we're still making the same kind of trades, doing the things that we were doing. But this one client was like, keep your eye on the prize, Mr. Liddell. You pick the stocks, you got my money, you pick the stocks. Well, I can tell you now that particular client is up $360,000 in his account since March 23rd, when COVID first occurred. He had
I
a
am
gut
speechless.
feel. He had a gut feel that there was something about this year that was going to make it special. While others were looking at what was not going to make 2020 special, he was focused on what was going to make it special. I call him my angel. So my angel came along, and I took all of our clients out to market. He said, keep me in. I got a call from another gentleman, said, can you put me in? And the two of them, one has 200,000, one has 300,000. The only difference is one has a little more money than the other one. That's what that's about. But I invest the money. Now, people listen to those numbers thinking, but could I have participated in that? Absolutely. You could have bought a share of Apple stock. You walk around with the Apple phone, get some stock to go with it. You've been on
Yeah.
Zoom calls. You've been on Zoom calls either for your office or for your family. Buy some Zoom stock. Some people say, well, I don't have enough money to buy a whole share. Buy a fractional share. There are
Okay,
plenty of companies out there that
let's
sell
go.
fractional shares.
Let me pause right there, because what you just said about people who feel that they cannot, that is the truth, because the perception is that to buy a stock, you have to have thousands of dollars. You have to buy a ton at a time. So give us some key points or steps for that person who maybe has sitting at home $200. Can they purchase a stock right now? Can they purchase any space of stock?
Yeah, they should do fractional shares. You can go to either Charles Schwab and open an account. I'm not endorsing any particular company. Robinhood. Those are different two. That's two different ones. And actually, between the two, I like Robinhood if you're just going to pick one to do fractional shares. Now, if you start playing with some real money, then call ELE Wealth Management. We'll help you out. $2,500 is actually the entry point for us. But if you have less than $2,500, look at Robinhood. Look at Charles Schwab. Look at some of the companies that do fractional shares. And there's going to be more companies offering fractional shares because everybody wants to speak to that average person. We all do. We all want to cater to the average individual in the world because guess what? When you put your pennies together, it makes for billions of dollars.
Yeah, the conversation that I saw online a lot over like maybe the last week or two was this whole thing with Apple, with Tesla. I was hearing a lot of people talk about that and about share splitting and about how if you have money in one, that you have shares in both or something like that. Can you give some understanding to that?
Yes. So today, Tesla was up over $15 a share. That stock did a reverse split, which means it was selling for one price up here, and actually it was close to $2,000. It reverse split and came down to $500, and people bought more of it because if you believe in Tesla at $2,000, why don't you believe in it at $500, right? If you believe in Apple at $500, why don't you believe at $100? And Apple was up 3% today as well. So these stocks are stocks that are going to do well in spite of COVID. They're going to do well no matter what's going on. So you got a chance to buy it at a low price, and a lot of people took advantage of that.
I saw that up and down my feed consistently. The thought about fractional shares, you guys type some hearts or something in the comments if you now are kind of feeling a bit more empowered to purchase stocks because you know that the opportunity is there for you to even get a fractional with a smaller amount of money. Type some hearts, type some thumbs up in the comments or something like that so that we know, because this is really good information. The average person does not think that they can purchase stocks, and so they don't. I want to go to this COVID millionaire mindset. There's a mind shift change that has to happen for us to even see ourselves as a millionaire. Give us 5 steps.
Okay, so you first have to think, woe is me. Get rid of the woe is me attitude. Every day somebody becomes a millionaire. Every day. Figure out what day you want that day to be yours. What day do you want to be that millionaire? And listen, I read about Jim Carrey. He wrote a check for $20 million to himself when he didn't have nothing. And he knew one day he was going to cash that check. And guess what? It happened. He got to the point where he could cash that $20 million check. You've got to think positive. So step 1, no more negative thinking. Think positive when it comes to money. Because you were put on this planet, you're not supposed to lack, you're supposed to have. Number 2, set some goals for yourself. Goal setting is critical. I'll get it later. Goal setting is critical. Can you hear me talking?
You can go ahead and grab it. Go ahead and grab it. Guys, get your ink pen out as he is releasing this information. He's giving us.
That was your piece. I just saw your mouth moving. I said, "Oh, I gotta go get it." Can't hear Neechy. That's not gonna work.
Right, you need it. Get your ink pen, guys. He's giving us the steps, that millionaire mindset. Get your ink pen. Okay, you gave us number 1, which was to remove the woe 'tis me demeanor or attitude about our money.
And next is goal setting. You have to have goals. You can't accomplish nothing without having a goal. So the next step is to set goals. How do you set a goal? How do you eat an elephant, Neechy? 1 bite at a time, right? So your first goal ought to be something that you feel comfortable that you can accomplish. But don't cut yourself short. Don't sell yourself short. Set a goal that only God can help you accomplish. I call that the God goal. You know you couldn't do it. We're sitting, you look behind me in this basement. There's no way Ellis could have done that. Liddell couldn't have done it either. But Ellis Liddell with God, we can do all things, right?
Absolutely.
Number 3, find somebody who wants something just like you. In other words, get a partner who says, we want this together. What do you want? I remember praying, Neechy, at the beach with a friend of mine in North Carolina. We went to his beach. It was his idea. Let's go to the beach. Let's go out into the water and let's pray. And I said, okay, let's do that. So all the things I have now are things that I asked God for. I prayed for. And he said to me, this water is very powerful. Well, the key thing is that we together prayed for something very powerful for each of us. He got everything he prayed for. I got everything I prayed for. And the rest is
You're giving me goosebumps. You're giving me goosebumps, even though you froze a little bit. He froze a little bit, you guys, but there he goes. We go back. You're giving me goosebumps about going to the beach and praying for something, because sometimes, and I have done this before, what I'm looking for seems so big that it seems too big for me to ask God for it. So I don't ask him, because surely where I'm at right now, you can't possibly get me all the way there or all the way with this. And so we don't ask him sometimes because we're afraid that what we're asking for is too great and it's too big.
Yeah, it's not. Trust me, it is not. There's nothing too big for God. Neechy, let me tell you this here. There's very little difference between me in my 30s and me in my 60s. But the major difference is a few angels who showed up at the right time, who told me, they pointed me in the right direction. No, go that way. Go that way. They pointed me in the right direction, and I followed. More importantly, I followed the direction that they were pointing me in. If you erase those angels out through time, I don't get here. But they showed up when I needed them the most. Make
Mhm.
sure that you're listening to your angels, that you're hearing your angels, because God gave all of us angels here on earth to help us out. So just know. So now, number 4, celebrate. Don't wait till Nietzsche's wearing that shirt saying hashtag millionaire to celebrate. No, you celebrate along the way. Give yourself rewards. Celebrate along the way. And then the last one I want to tell you. The last one is that until you can look in the mirror and see the millionaire in you, you can't believe it's going to happen. You got to look in the mirror and see the millionaire that's in you, because
Mhm.
it's there. It's there for you. You got to let it out. Rip that shirt off. Let it out. You got to let that millionaire out. And it's in there. And you got to want that millionaire to come out, come out, come out.
So
That's
much
the
of what
5
so
steps.
much of what you have said speaks to what I've seen people who have extreme wealth, and whether it be a vision board, like you mentioned seeing it,
Right.
whether it be a vision board or having a screensaver. You'll hear people say, I put a screensaver of this particular vehicle on my screen because this is what I want. And so, what does the word say? Without a vision, we're going to perish. And
Yes,
so if
people
there's no,
perish.
yeah, if there's no vision, if there's no thought, then we will not get it. The other thing is, I know for me, what has helped me to get through my day and to make sure that I'm accomplishing those things to get to where it is I want to go is for me to have a list of what I want to do. If I'm just going about my day, just doing random tasks here and there, thinking I'm knocking things out, I'm not emotionally, I'm not feeling accomplished. And so
Mm.
it seems like the goal is farther away because I don't feel like I accomplished anything because I couldn't check anything off of my list. So now I will make a list, and it could be the smallest thing. It could be ordering something. It could be calling somebody. It could be sending somebody a text message. I'll just write the list out. It could be 15 things at the top of my day. And by the time I get to like 6, 7 o'clock, I'm like, go ahead, girl. Like you one step closer to your goals, you
Yeah.
accomplished something. So whatever that is, it speaks to the culmination of what you have said, those
Right.
5 steps. You got to be able to see it. And people who have extreme wealth and money like that, they got a plan somewhere. There's a
Yeah.
plan somewhere.
Hey,
There's a
Nietzsche,
thought somewhere.
one of the principles in the Bibles is that you write it down, but it also talks about what prayer is. Goals are just prayer on paper. Goals are prayer on paper. Don't be afraid to put your prayers on a piece of paper, because then
Mm-hmm.
you can go back and look at it and go, "Oh my God." Now, the other thing, don't be afraid to ask God for it. Nothing's too big for God. There's somebody who will watch this broadcast who wants to live in $1 million house, and they will say, I want $1 million house, and I want all that comes with being able to afford to live in this $1 million house, right?" And they're gonna believe God for it, because God controls all the resources,
Mm-hmm.
and He's trying to give you things. But if you don't ever think about what you want, listen. If you go to your father and you ask your father for something, that's specific, isn't it?
Yes, it
But if
is.
you sit around and God's our heavenly Father who has everything, and you never say what you want, then how does God know what to give you?
Got to write it down. Got to
You
make
got
it
to write it
known.
down. You got to make it plain.
You guys drop your questions in the comments. I see your questions coming up now, and I'm going to ask those in just a few seconds. But drop your comments, your questions, your statements in the comment section so that we can share them and ask them so that you can get an answer tonight. So, okay, let me go back to the millionaire mindset when it comes to our money in general. How should we be handling our money? We get paid every 2 weeks or every week or whatever the case may be. Should every dime be going to bills? Should some money be put away? Should we be giving? Should we be tithing? Give us a formula that the average person can follow to begin to obtain more wealth.
All right, let me just say this here. You've got to do 10% to yourself, to God, to your 401k. You got to do 10% to several people. Now, that's 30%.
So wait, you said 10% tithe. What were the other two?
Oh, to yourself, to
Okay.
God, yourself, and your 401k.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now that's 30% already gone, right? Now, no one's supposed to live on 100% of their income to begin with. So if you figure out how to live on 50%, that leaves you 20% for who? The I, R, and the S. The Internal Revenue wants their part too, you know? You don't just work for you, Neechy. You work for all of us. So it leaves 20% for the IRS, but you put away money for yourself. Now, that means that we're living on 70% after we pay the IRS, we're living on 50%. So just bear in mind, you're living on 50% of what you make. Don't try and live on 100% because it's not there. It's not your money to spend. So that'll be the formula. So you got to make sure you give to you. You want to give to the church or whatever service, whatever empowers you. Because everybody gets hung up on the fact that it's a church. No, some people are empowered by going to the museum. If that's where you get your power from, then give to the arts. But give to something because it's not all yours. And I can tell you this much. You can't outgive God, no matter how hard you try.
Yeah. With the you mentioned putting things in a 401k. Oftentimes, I talk about gig workers on this particular platform because in some capacities I am that, and in some capacities I know a lot of people that are. Let's say they're a full-time musician, they're 1099, or they do landscaping, whatever the case may be, they are 1099. How can that person put away money for 401k? What would they need to do for 401k, for Social Security? Can they pay into things like that? Do they need to start a fund? What do they need to do?
Yeah, you know what? They can take and do that percentage I talked about. They can do a percentage no matter what. Think about this here. When you do a gig job and somebody gives you a check, if sometimes it's already spent. I've been there, done that. Got the T-shirt and everything, the hat, the glasses, got all that. But other times, this banker said something to me one time. She said, Ellis, it's not that you don't make a lot of money. You just don't save any of it. Mm-hmm. And she said, you know why you don't save any of it? I said, no, why? Now she's asking me why I don't save, right? This is her asking me why, and I can't answer the question. So she answered for me. She said, because you don't focus on saving. So I started out saving my change, Neechy, because I could save my change. And if I had a dollar bill that had an E or an L on it, I got to put that dollar bill in savings. And I did that when I didn't have anything. I mean, I got stories for you, Neechy. I remember going to the cafeteria one time. It was 30 cents to get some soup and crackers. I had 28 cents. I couldn't find 2 pennies walking down the hall or nowhere. And I got up to the cash register and I told the lady, I said, I'm a little short today. She said, baby, just drop it in my hand. I dropped it in her hand. She put it in the thing and kept going. But to me, I was stressing out over the fact that I couldn't find those 2 pennies because I was going to short the lady. In her mind, she's like, baby, you're a regular. Come on, gone through. Mm-hmm. I could have dropped 2 pennies in her hand, right? She didn't care. She just wanted me to eat that day. So the key point is that we're harder on ourselves than we ever have to be, than anyone else could ever be on us. We make life so hard for ourselves. We sit around and think about why things won't work versus why they will work. I want you to visualize. I remember one time a psychologist asked me, what was my fear? I said, the fear of success. He said, the fear of success? I don't hear people talk about that. I say, will it change me? Will success change me from who I am? I want to remain this person. So he said, most people have the fear of failure. I said, no, I know if I put my mind to it, I can do it. I just don't know how I'm going to act afterwards. And he says, I like that. Well, most of us need to stop worrying about things that we can't do nothing about. If we can't do, I remember one time my godmother told me, she said, why are you worried about paying your bills, son? She said, they got more money than you got. It'll work out. So I had to pull away from all that to get on top of the bill paying, to get on top of all that. So we've all gone through hard times. We all understand what that's like. But what we don't spend enough time on is good times and dreaming about the good times. We don't dream about success. We don't dream about what we will do when we get this money. And that's what I'm telling you. That's the missing piece. We got to shift our whole community and start thinking about success and what do we want success to look like. Because if you focus on success, you'll have success.
Yeah. All right, let me take one of these questions here. If this is one of the questions, if I have $1,000 to invest, is TD Ameritrade a good app to use? If I have $1,000 to invest, is
You know what?
TD Ameritrade a good app to use?
TD just changed the fractional shares, so everybody see Charles Schwab is called Slice TD. I don't know what the name what theirs is going to be called, but everybody's moving to fractional shares. So any app will do. Some are better, more robust than others, but if you just want to get started, now don't put all that $1,000 in any one place. You want to spread it out about 5 different stocks. You want to spread it out and give your money an opportunity to grow in 5 different areas. Because I used to tell clients this: we were all making money before you came. So if we put your money in the market and we don't make money, it's your fault. So just remember, spread it out.
Spread it out. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Don't put them all in one basket. Buy multiple stocks. Don't, first you got $1,000, buy 5 different stocks. Don't just buy one.
All right. Next question is, I have had gains on my IRA. I took the gains and put them into cash, but remained in the market with the original investment. Is that a good move?
No, because you left a lot of money on the table as a result of the fact. In other words, that sounds like a fear factor. That individual who took their gains out and put them in cash, they aren't growing. They're just sitting there. So have you put them back after the election? Check with Neechy and I, and we'll tell you whether to get back, whether to stay in the market or not. But for right now, between now and the election, it should be a great time to be an investor. I'm not saying bet the farm on it, but it'll be a good chance to spread it out.
Yeah. There was something that I did, and I'll try to share it later. I went and found this. It looks like a bingo card or what have you, and it has different amounts of money. So if you want to save $1,000 in 1 year, or $3,000 in 1 year, or $10,000 in 1 year, whatever the case may be, it lets you know what to deposit every single week so that you can get to that amount in whatever respective amount of time that you want to do. And so I'm going back to kind of what you were saying in the beginning about a COVID millionaire, and I'm just kind of summarizing it, but seeing where it is that we want to be and putting a plan in action, or having a plan, or having a thought, or having an idea. And that has helped me to have a plan in front, to have an idea, to have a thought, so that whatever goals it is that I want to meet, that I can meet those goals. Like you mentioned, seeing yourself there,
Right.
seeing
Right.
yourself with more money than you've ever had. And
That
that's
vision
why
board.
and that's why we had this COVID millionaire conversation, because we have seen more people investing in stocks. I've seen more conversations about stocks in my feed, especially in the African American community, than I have ever seen. And I've seen them be knowledgeable about it. I've seen the community be knowledgeable, knowing which ones to go after, or knowing which ones to ask questions about. I've seen more businesses in our community being started, and more business flourishing, and new ideas. And so, I think the COVID millionaire, y'all, we need to just put that up as a banner, just everywhere. You can still be financially stable even in the midst of a pandemic.
Let me say this. Oh, let me say this here for small business owners. It's never been easier to get money. The SBA is making 3.75% loans all day long. Now, they give you 30 years to pay that back. So if you have a business idea and you want to get money, this is the easiest time to do it. Just remember that. This is the easiest time to get money. So now, but have a plan, because 3.75 is still growing every day. It's still growing. You still owe that money at some point. But with 30 years to pay it back, if you can't figure it out 30 years, Neechy, you're probably not going to figure it out.
Yeah. Now, with that SBA loan, is this a loan that is attached to that person's social security number? Is it reliant upon their personal credit? Is it reliant upon them having established business credit? Do they have to have had history with business credit? What are some of the determining factors there?
You just have to be a legitimate business in the state of Michigan, an LLC, an S Corp, or Inc., C Corp. So as long as you're a legitimate business in the state of Michigan, and yes, they tie to your social because they have to have a way of reaching you and finding you, the payments are going to be pretty low. And the other thing we didn't talk about is the grants that are out there. There are lots of grants out there for 10,000. That's a fresh restart grant for that we found out today who got it. Tomorrow to be announced. So the restart is $10,000 for you to restart your business. So even people like myself can apply for that restart grant. People who are getting started for the first time, there are other monies out there for you for new beginnings. But there's all kind of grant money floating around for you to get. This is the greatest time to be an entrepreneur.
Is there a certain place where one should look to find out where this is at? Is it just keeping their ear to the street? With it being so many, how
Google.
can, okay.
Google and go into your state and do a search inside your state. So go to Michigan.gov, I think it is for us, and just search for monies available as a result of COVID.
I've heard you mention that about the money being available.
Yes, I've had people call me.
Yeah,
It's surprising how many people call me and tell me that, I can't believe it's so easy to get this money. So,
yeah,
I mean, get it with good intentions because, like Neechy said, it is tied to your Social Security number, so you're not going to
yes,
hire from the government.
right.
Uh, but money's available for small businesses. Now, here's the other thing. I used to think everybody could start a small business. Some people need to go work with someone who has the guts to start it because it takes a lot to start a small business. It takes a lot to run your own business. My hat's off to a restaurant owner, a cafe owner, someone who has to get up and plan for people to come in. They not knowing who's gonna come. I think the best thing that ever happened was people could call and order in advance because now you're cooking the food that people actually you're not overdoing it. So
Yeah,
just bear in mind that no matter what business you're going to start, you've got to make sure that you have done your job to work to understand that business. And if you haven't put the time in, now how long is that time? It varies based on whether you worked in the industry that you're going to start the business in. If you haven't got the experience, then you're going to have to read books, Google search, and find all the information you can to put together what works for you. If you're starting a new business, you got to do a lot of homework. You got to get a college education in 4, 5, 6 months, which means you're working harder than you've ever worked before to get the knowledge in your head to be able to think the process to starting a business.
you hit the nail on the head because most people know me outside of my media and social media and things like that. As far as clothing is concerned, as a designer, I make garments. I make them. I stitch them together, put fabric together, purchase thread, and make garments, make skirts, make jackets, whatever the case may be. Well, during COVID, I launched this T-shirt line. And, while I make custom clothing, this was an entirely different
Right.
environment, entirely different vein. So when you mentioned how long does it take? I mean, it depends if you were in the industry. Obviously, I had some knowledge of how to sell and to push an item and what colors I thought would look good together. But the whole thought of a T-shirt line, it took me a couple of months to say, okay, now I have a comfortable engine here that I can begin to go ahead and move through and then navigate it further out. So I'm in agreement with you. Either partner with someone if you don't know what you're doing, or be prepared to go to the School of Hard Knocks University until you get the information that you need.
Right. But you have to get that information because
Mm-hmm.
it's critical to your success.
It
Pay now,
absolutely
pay.
is.
Hey, Nietzsche, pay now or pay later.
Pay now.
But you're gonna pay. Pay now or pay later, but you're gonna pay.
It's your choice. Which one you want to do? Pay
That's
now or
right.
pay later.
That's right. That's right.
I just love always having you on here. So many people respond and say how much they enjoy you being on this platform. I always appreciate that you take the time to be able to share with us. I hope that you all were blessed by everything that Ellis Liddell shared tonight. Your information is on the bottom of the screen, but share with everyone how they can reach out to ELE Wealth, the ELE family, how they can book a consultation with you or take their $2,500 and go ahead and get us some stocks.
That's right. So elewealth.com. Elewealth.com. And if you have a challenge spelling wealth, ask a friend. Elewealth.com. Go there and reach out to me. You can send me a message that way. You can't message me in Facebook, but you can message me through my website. That's interesting, isn't it?
That's a business move right there.
Yeah.
That's a business move. Well, I'm excited about our money growing. I'm excited about the knowledge that we're getting in 2020. 2020 has been a year of unexpected news and information and ways that we have to move around, to say the least. But I believe that we can still, with what we have access to, wisdom and knowledge, that we can still make some amazing things happen as far as our finances is concerned. Ellis Liddell, my brother, my friend, Thank you again for hanging out with us today, and I'll see you next time.
All right, Neechy, sell that gold shirt.
Right. Everybody go get one. All right. I hope that you guys were blessed by that. You know, sometimes one of the reasons why we're not able to do some of what we need to do is just a piece of information is what separates us from being great. And so that's why I have enjoyed these Money Mondays throughout the month of August, because sometimes it's just a piece of information. And I appreciate people like Ellis Liddell who are established, who know money inside and out, who take the opportunity, the time to share with us so that we can be great, so that we can be amazing. All right. So I see you all's comments that you were blessed by this. You're saying thanks for sharing. All right. So what else I want you guys to share is this here t-shirt. Okay. I want you to go to www.neechy.com or www.neechymadeit.com and grab a t-shirt. They're in all kinds of colors. This gold one will be available on Friday. It'll be available on Friday, but you can get it in any kind of color on the website right now. Also, if you want to support this platform where we can begin to share even more information with you, I said that we were only going to do the Money Monday during the month of August, but I don't know. Y'all inbox me, drop a comment, send me an email or something if you want us to keep this up on Mondays. You know, it kind of merges with my boss series, because in order to be a boss, you got to have information. So you can, if you want to support this platform, you can do that by purchasing a t-shirt. You can do that via Cash App, NEECHY, or PayPal.me/Neechy. You can also text the letters NEECHY to the number 797979. I see you all's comments. I see your kindness. I just want to thank you for your support. Thank you for hanging out with us. And I'll chat with you guys soon. God bless you and have a great night.